We've placed 4 or 5 folks with you, and like literally it's 100% batting average. If you're really questioning if this is for you, I think the value that you're going to get from the community alone is probably worth the price, let alone the global talent hires and some of the other bonuses that come along with membership. So it's something that I continuously recommend to my peers. So one of the cool things about joining a community, which is really what you guys are building, it's more than just click to buy and then see you later. You become a part of the community. There's events all the time, and you get access to the other members.
All right, I am here with Peter Lohmann, the CEO. Is that what you call yourself, of RL Property Management?
Yep.
Can you introduce yourself and your business?
Yeah, so like you said, Peter Lohmann, I own RL Property Management. We're here in Columbus, Ohio, and our company manages about 650 rental homes and apartments for real estate investors and property owners. We've got a team of about 30 people here. I started the company from zero just over 11 years ago.
You also have a variety of kind of other activities in and around the property management industry, some of which we've supported and talked about. So you want to just I know you
Yeah,
got engineering company, you got crane,
yep.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so my business partner and I, who co-founded the company with me, a few years ago, we purchased an engineering company, and it's like a building services engineering company. So it does commercial building inspections and reserve studies and anything having to do with the structure of a building that can help you or provide an opinion. So he runs that company, and I run this company now. We're 50-50 owners of both, and we own some real estate as well. And then I also co-founded Crane, which is a private community for property management business owners with at least 100 units under management. And we've grown that. I started that late last year. We're up to about 65 members there. And then I also run a newsletter and a podcast, all aimed around helping property management business owners.
Super cool. So what challenges did you face with hiring before becoming a part of Second Passport?
Yeah, so what's interesting about property management is our industry was kind of early to the game on using remote talent. So I was well versed in hiring and using global talent, as are a lot of my peers. And there's actually at least a dozen different vendors that offer that service specifically for property managers. And we'd used a couple of those in the past, and we actually had good success with them. But the situation with Passport is that it's all that and a lot more, and actually at a better price, which sounds crazy, but um, because we tend to hire at least 3 or 4 of these folks a year, just due to either natural churn or company growth, when you look at the price we were paying to get a new global talent or remote team member, as we call them, placed using some of the great firms that are serving our industry, Passport just comes out way ahead, even setting aside all the other benefits that you get from being a member, of which there are many, and I'm enjoying quite a lot.
Were you operating under the staffing markup model or the kind of headhunter fee model? What's property management like our competitors?
Yeah,
Like,
the
yeah.
group I was using was a headhunter fee, so it was a one-time fee that you paid. And then, of course, there's a bunch of other groups in our space that do that other more traditional model where they handle, I think it's like they handle the payment of the, like
Yeah.
they kind of handle some of the administration and stuff, and then they mark it up quite a bit. So what you're paying the remote team member, that person actually only receives a fraction of what you're paying for them, and the rest of it goes to this agency that just collects money for almost kind of doing nothing for a while.
Yeah, I was just gonna make that joke, which was so they handle the clicking, send money in,
Yeah, on Wise. Yeah, basically.
send, bill them.
Yeah,
So
which you can automate that. Like my personal assistant Monica, who you guys helped me find. I
yeah,
mean, it's all automated. Like I don't even have to click a button anymore.
yeah. So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about that business model. What made you decide? I mean, you already talked about this a little bit. What made you decide to become a Passport member?
Like you mentioned, just the price is super compelling. And frankly, I'm just really excited about what you guys are up to over there. You got some really awesome people on board, both on the leadership team and in the membership. So, one of the cool things about joining a community, which is really what you guys are building, it's more than just click to buy and then see you later. You become a part of the community. There's events all the time, and you get access to the other members. And the group of folks that are in there are all kind of killers, right? They're all highly successful, highly forward leaning in terms of early adopters, and they are looking for an edge and they're trying new things. So these are not folks who are sort of coasting into retirement. These are more folks who are on the cutting edge and are trying new things and experimenting with AI and working with global talent and are very systems oriented. So this is all kind of like my people. And so I've enjoyed getting to know some of the other folks in that community as well.
It's funny, we think of it as a hiring subscription plus a community. I think that's what we're calling
Yeah.
it these days. Like
I
that's
think
the,
that's great. Yeah.
yeah. And to your point, we were talking about who like our target member is, and we realized, I think you and I were talking about this. It's not an industry, it's not a business size. It's who you just described. It's someone like looking for an edge, who's kind of like on their front foot business wise, and they're like, "Oh, what's Zapier? Oh, what's Global Talent? Oh, what's Notion?" They're like, and it we
Yeah.
have people who are $3 billion private equity company. We have guys who run small ice sculpture uh catering companies, and they're all like around this watering hole of just like trying to find a better way to do business. Like that's what's the commonality. It's not size, it's not if they've even hired globally before.
Yep.
Like it's not even that. And I so it's cool to hear that you picked up on that because we've seen it. We're just like, what do these people have in common? And it's just like they're all that front forward type front foot for I gotta come up with a better name for it, but it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just described it. I don't know what it is though, but yeah, it's just like on
Just
their
play
front.
back what I said. That should work for you.
Exactly. Just hit record on that. Um, so you already talked about kind of how our kind of hiring subscription model, whatever, just given your hiring needs, it was just more price effective or cost effective. But what has been the impact of hiring global talent um, on your businesses? Because I know you've done it now for a couple of the ones that you're involved in. I know at least two. You've got Monica.
Correct. Yeah.
And
Actually, all three, the engineering company, Crane, and the property management company all use global talent.
okay,
Um, and I think all have come through you guys, if I remember
sounds
right.
right.
So the impact is a few different things. One obviously is price, which translates to margin profitability.
Yep.
And as a small business owner, that kind of goes right in your pocket, right? That
Yep.
doesn't feel bad at the end of the year when fewer of your dollars are eaten up by labor costs. But there's some other benefits as well. When you start to work with global talent, it actually acts like a forcing function in a really good way to get you to document your business and tighten up your systems. And I know that sounds kind of boring and possibly intimidating, but it's actually easier than it sounds. And Passport provides a lot of resources on how to do this. And when you actually take some time to document your business and put together some systems and processes, which you have to do that in order to work with global talent effectively, um, the net result is one, you have a really smooth onboarding with your new team member, and they're able to come up to speed and get trained and understand what they're supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis. But then as you take that approach throughout the rest of your business, because now you've kind of worked that muscle a little bit and you're reaping some of those rewards, the whole rest of your business becomes stronger and tighter and more self-sufficient and more autonomous. And that frees you up as the business owner to either work on the things that are truly important to you in the business or to take time away and step away from your business to rejuvenate and recharge like I do every year when I take a month off. So that's kind of like a side benefit from starting to work with global talent is you can no longer just count on sort of the water cooler conversations and
Osmosis is what I call it.
overhearing phone calls and
It's like onboarding osmosis.
exactly. So you tighten all that up and now all of a sudden you see the benefits of that and you start to do it everywhere and now the whole company. And by the way, when you do that, your company becomes way more valuable to a potential acquirer if and when you eventually look to exit. A company that's documented and that has systems and is operating without the direct involvement of the founder is like 2 or 3 times more attractive and valuable to a potential acquirer.
So obvious why you and I get along. Because you
Yeah,
think exactly like I do. Like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you and I get along because I'm like, yeah, it's systemization is how you earn the right to hire global talent, but there are
Mm,
so many secondary benefits to systemization. And by saying, God, I want to push this job down the labor ladder or make it remote, it forces you to go on a transformational journey that has so, whether it's more time away, better margins, better onboarding, better culture, all these things on the journey to enlightenment it's like positive externalities.
Yep.
They're just like flying off, and all of a sudden you now have a source of truth in your business because you
Yeah.
needed that because you can't rely on water coolers. You have
Yep.
to rely on ClickUp or
Yeah.
Lead
And
Signal.
what I didn't mention also is that global talent brings a refreshing, positive attitude to work. And if you've worked with American employees for any length of time, you kind of know what I'm talking about
It's a
there.
mixed bag. We'll say it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the folks that we're hiring overseas, like in the Philippines or even near shore, like Mexico, these folks love their job and they're getting paid super well relative to like the median income in their area. And so they show up with a great attitude, they're excited, they work hard,
Proactive.
and yeah, they're very proactive. So that's refreshing and it's it- you know, we have a ton of American employees as well, and our whole team is amazing. I couldn't not point that out. It is a benefit to working with global talent.
It helped me. It has just so many different secondary benefits, but it helped me fall back in love with building companies because I'd just
Mm,
been so just worn down, and it was just like, am I the bad guy? And again, it's not one or the other. It's this blend. It's a hybrid. It depends on the role. It's all this, but it helped me just realize like there are people who say, Peter, I just want to say thank you. I can't wait to work with you over the next decade. Can I take some training? And you're like, yes, of course. Send me the bill. Like,
yeah,
and I hadn't really experienced that frequently in some of the pools where I was swimming. And to just hear it and feel it and know it be genuine, like it makes me want to develop people and lead people again, where I'd been kind of worn down a little bit in
yeah,
some corners of my business, let's say.
totally. I could see that
So,
for sure.
last two questions. If somebody's kind of like on the fence, like, and it would probably be somebody who's, let's call it over $1 million in revenue. So they're at that phase two company, right? They're not in that, I don't know how to drive revenue stage. They're at that kind of like phase two stage and they're thinking about Passport or whatever. Like, what would you tell them? Like, any advice or things to look at or think about or models or anything like that?
I mean, it's a pretty low risk proposition here. So this isn't like a situation where you're swapping out your phone system or you're swapping out your CRM or your like the main software that your business runs on. This is it's a 1 year commitment and you're going to be hiring global talent anyway if you've gotten this far in the process. So to me, it's like just try it out. I mean, just look at some of the other testimonials if you're really questioning if this is for you. Um, I think the value that you're going to get from the community alone is probably worth the price, let alone the global talent hires and some of the other bonuses that come along with membership. So um, it's something that I continuously recommend to my peers, and we've placed 4 or 5 folks with you, and like literally it's 100% batting average. Now that's
I can
probably
keep that
actually
up.
not
Yeah.
typical, but so yeah, like I said, if you're this far in the process that you're watching this or you're considering Passport, you know you're going to be using global talent, and you're the type of person who's interested in the things that we're talking about and wants to be around other people who are too. It's hard for me to see how you would sign up and be like, oh no, this wasn't for me. Like that seems highly unlikely to me.
Last thing, the coolest thing, and I think you're the only person who's done this, but I think other people will do it too. That was so cool for Crane, which was we were looking at, well, you were looking at, I think, a community manager role in Crane, and we'd originally found Anya for you, or Anna, her Americanized name, Russian born, killer English, lives in Buenos Aires. You're like, oh no, I want this person to be able to travel up to our events, so we're gonna pass on her. I hired her.
I
She's on
know.
our leadership
She's
team.
awesome.
He's so good.
I see her
I'm
post and
like,
I'm like, ooh, should we have I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have passed on
gotcha.
her.
but the cool thing that you did that nobody else has done, which I love, is you're like, oh, I'm going to get somebody in Mexico. And the plan is that she can shoot up for crane events, right? I'm
Yeah,
like, that's so cool. Like, that's just,
exactly.
I don't know anybody else who's done that, but it's such a great idea. You want to just maybe end by, as you look at the next 12 months of Crane or some of these other places, this is just a great example of how you're thinking about building your business alongside Sega.
Exactly. Yeah. So Crane, the community for property managers, we were looking to hire a community manager. We of course turned to Sagan Passport, and yeah, like you said, we know we're part of Crane is live events. That's a big part of what you get with membership, and it's what we love doing for our members. As a part of these larger property management conferences, we throw fun parties and events like alongside them
Boat
so that
party,
you're what's that? Yeah, like a crane
party,
cruise. That's what
property
we do.
management boat party. Those things are
Yeah.
crazy.
So, but we want support. We want help during those events, and so we want our community manager to be able to come up and enjoy that and support the community during those times. And so that's why we were looking at Mexico for just for ease of travel there. Yeah.
I was I think that's also an advantage that sometimes I forget to mention. But you were like, which of our recruiters did you work with? Do you remember who it was? Or Sophia, maybe Pre?
It was Sophia, I think.
Yeah. And so just like the idea again for us, like you were just like emailing with them, just like,
Hmm.
hey, like it was like relationshipy,
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
like
Yeah. I
relationship,
mean,
which I think is a big deal. It's a big deal to
yeah,
me. I hire.
there's an initial form that you fill out to kick off the process, but then from there you get connected with the person who's actually like doing the video calls and screening the potential applicants. And then you guys send us all those recordings. And actually, that worked so well that I recently worked with a US based recruiter for an executive role here. And I had him do the same thing. I was like, hey, as you're interviewing candidates, I want you to record it, and the ones that are good, send them to me. And he had not done that before. He's like, he was kind of like, oh, like, oh, that's kind of weird, but okay, like, I'll do it. And
Mm,
then after we did it, after the process wrapped up and we found someone, he's like, this was so great. I'm going to make this a part of my standard process from now on.
I want credit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it,
it
it, it
gives you
really
a good
works.
feel. Yeah, it's cool too. Just last thing is it's just so great because I like building businesses that reflect me and I want to be relationshipy, not transactional.
Yeah.
And so we just like we get to know you. We get to know your head of maintenance. We get to know your crane part. And it's just like, oh, I'm back, guys. Can we get another one like that? And it's
Hmm.
just very like relationshipy. It's not like, hey, vendor, give me this,
Yeah.
send me the invoice. F off and tell, oh, I'm shopping you around and all this stuff. It's kind of it's non-transactional, which is the way I like to do business.
And that's because it's a community. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
huge part of what you guys are building.
Yeah. It's really nice. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like it. So great to hear it's landed, man. Well, thanks for doing this.